Everyone knows you can finish fights easy, but I don't know if everyone expects you to finish this one in literally a minute. Did you see it going that way, and how happy are you with your own performance?
The performance was a bit messy, to be honest. If I hit anybody clean, they're going over. That's what's going on these days. If I hit someone clean, they're going over, and there's no arguments about that. It's proven now. Curtis was actually a lot slower than I thought, but he had really long arms. So a few of his punches I thought were going to miss, and they got me. But yeah, we were still like both finding our range as the fight kind of progressed a little bit. I managed to catch one, and it was over.
There was some talk about maybe the stoppage was a little bit early. Did you feel that he was basically stuck there and wasn't going anywhere, and it was a fair stoppage?
Mate, what kind of idiot is saying that? Like, I dropped him with a 1-2. He's face down on the canvas. I've got 250 pounds on his back, and I'm landing 7, 8 unanswered shots. Like, where is he going to go? Do you know what I mean? Like, where's Curtis Blaydes going to go after that? There's only one place he's going to go, and it's asleep. So are we going to let it get to that point, or are we going to look after fighter safety? Because I don't want it to get to that point. Do you know what I mean? He's unable to intelligently defend himself, and it was stopped at the right time. Great reffing by Mark Goddard.
You know, you said there that you're dropping everyone early these days. You know, is it despite what the punch machine says? Do you think you might be one of the hardest hitting heavyweights of all time at this point?
I have good timing. That's what it is. Mate, if any heavyweight hits you, and I'm accurate, if any heavyweight hits you in the face, you're probably going over. Do you know what I mean? And I hit accurately. I hit fast. I make my opponents twitch before I hit them, so they don't see the punch. So probably not. Like, I don't think I'm some crazy power puncher, but if I hit you, you're definitely going to sleep, yeah.
We all know what sort of should be next. Dana was in here and says that they'd be crazy not to make you the backup for Stipe versus Jon Jones, so it sounds like you're going to New York. Is there a part of you, though, I know you get itchy knuckles, right? They fight in November. We don't know what happens to them. Then they could maybe want 6 months gap. Is there a chance you fight anyone other than those two, or does it have to be them next?
Like who?
Be the winner of Cyril and maybe Volkov, eh?
Nah, I want to fight Jon Jones. Or Stipe. Let's not discredit Stipe and what he's done. I think a lot of people are looking past him, probably maybe sometimes me, to be honest. But whoever wins that one, I'm fighting next, for sure, unless they both retire.
You're a little bit surprised we haven't heard from Mr. Jones tonight?
I didn't know that we hadn't. I'm sure we will at some stage. He'll be very angry about it, all the fact that everyone's saying that I can beat him, but that's okay. On the contrary to what Jon Jones fanboys might think, I have nothing against Jon Jones as a person. I think I'm the best heavyweight in the world, and if he thinks he's in the best heavyweight in the world, let's settle it. Simple as that. It's not rocket science. There's two guys who are claiming to be the best heavyweight in the world. Let's settle it. Simple as that.
Right here. You said in media day, you know, Curtis Blaydes has been in the top 5 of this heavyweight division for like even before you were in the UFC. Is this a guy that you think you'll have to see again? You know, considering how the first fight went, you're technically 1-1, or are you done with the Curtis Blaydes chapter?
Me and Curtis Blaydes on a trilogy. Give the people what they want to see.
I mean, it seems like every time he loses a number one contender, he fights his way.
Nah, Curtis is a high-level guy, man. I've said all week he's the toughest stylistic matchup in the division for me. I still believe that. Curtis is good. I thought the fight was going to go longer. I didn't mean to knock him out that early. I've got an issue, right, with fighters and coaches always saying the obvious thing, which is, let's drag Tom into deep waters. Let's see what he's like when it gets to the 3rd and 4th round. Fucking great. Drag me there then. But no one's been able to do it yet. So you can mouth off all you want when the camera's in your face, but let's see what happens when it comes down to dragging him in the 3rd and 4th round and the 5th round. No one's managed to do it yet, so I'm still waiting for that myself. I'd love to see what I look like myself when I do that, because to be honest with you, in the last 2 years since I fought Curtis last, my training has been on an absolute different level. Like, these days, I just train with a squad of heavyweights that's chose out for me. It's just honestly, it's the highest level training of heavyweights of anywhere in the world that we've got right now. We have the highest level of heavyweights in one room. We have like between 10 and 15 top level heavyweights every day on the mat. And the amount of improved since I've been doing that is incomparable. Is that a word? We're going with that. Incomparable to the progress I made before that. Like my training now is, honestly, I can't even tell you how much I've improved in the last 2 years. And with that level of training and those level of training partners, I just feel like my skill level has gone through the roof.
So is part of you annoyed it was only a minute long?
Yes. I want longer.
You're making it look easy in there every time. You're stepping in there, still keeping that shortest average fight time in the UFC. When you say you're the greatest heavyweight on the planet, and you look at Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic, that dominant fashion in the way you're winning, do you see it going the exact same way with those guys? Are you that confident in your abilities?
No, absolutely. Well, I'm confident in my abilities, yeah, but I never see it going that way, to be honest. I'm not even trying to finish. Like tonight, I didn't even feel like I really had my range on him properly. I thought it was going to be a long fight. I thought it was going to be like 3-4 rounds at least. Curtis is a tough guy to get out of there. Yeah, that's when I do my best work, is when I'm like I say, it was a bit of a messy performance, but I got the win. I got the bonus, so I ain't complaining about nothing. Do you know what I mean? It was great.
And how was this fight day in comparison to others? Long day in your own city, and that atmosphere, like we've all mentioned, that was unbelievable.
One of the most stressful days of my life.
Really?
Honestly, yeah. So I changed my sleep pattern over the last couple of weeks. Started sleeping at like 4 a.m., staying up, sleeping till like 10, 11, like as late as I could. And then last night I thought, right, I'm just going to get a normal night's sleep now. I'm going to go to bed like midnight, get up like 7 or 8 o'clock. Then I'm going to get like a big nap in the afternoon. So that was my plan. Mate, there is no chance I could nap. I was so nervous all day. I was literally just lay there thinking of a million different ways about how this fight's going to go. So at this point, I've literally been awake for about 24 hours. I'm pretty tired. But it was all worth it, mate. I can't complain. You know, I've been saying it all along. I've got a lot of friends who, you're an Atherton guy. I'm an Atherton guy. Like, a lot of my friends work in a fucking factory. They start at 4 a.m. and they work for 12 hours. And they do that every day without complaining. Like, I've got to do it once. I've got to fight one night at 4 or 5 a.m. These guys are doing that for 30, 40 years and looking after the family doing it that way. Like, I ain't got nothing to complain about. But it was definitely a long day.
Do you think your performance kind of pushed Alex Pereira's dreams of coming up to heavyweight down a bit?
Oh, no, I don't think so. But here's a thought for you. I was thinking about this the other day. What about, so they're saying that Stipe and Jon Jones are going to fight in MSG in November. Why don't we do a tournament? We'll do Jon, Stipe, me, Alex, and do a 4-man tournament, 2 fights in one night, and let's find out who the real heavyweight champion of the world is. Like, we've got the best heavyweight of all time. We've got the best MMA fighter of all time. We've got the light heavyweight champion, and then we've got me, who's just a epoxy interim champion. Do you know what I mean? Let's do that, 2 fights in one night. Put it to Dana. I'm sure Dana's going to be here in a minute, and he's been.
Dana didn't really like the idea of him moving up.
No, I don't. I am honestly the biggest fan of Alex Pereira. Like, he is one scary guy. But would that not be a cool little thing? 2 fights in one night. Like, let's see how we get on. I mean, I've got the lowest average fight time in the UFC, and it's even lower after tonight. Like, my chances of doing all right in that are pretty good. Like, let's put some money on the table and let's see who the guy is at heavyweight.